Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy. The night so cold, baby, let me get your number, let me get your number. Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy.
Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out the brand new Reverb plugin from Polyverse called Comet. Now, this is going to be a tutorial on using this plugin and less of an overview. It's a really sweet reverb. We can get anything from infinite reverb to make pads to really nice echo style reverbs using the pre-delay, anything from modulated detuned reverbs to really lush to really bright and clean, just everything. But what I want to show you is the really cool feature baked into this, which is the glide parameter down here in the bottom. What the glide does is anytime you tweak a parameter inside of Comet, the plugin will update the reverb in real time based on the glide amount. So you're never going to get a jumpy, glitchy transition between any of your parameter changes, which is really cool for automating and making kind of slurred reverb sounds, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. But you can also automate between up to 5 different presets down here. These are presets. If you switch, you see that all the parameters are changing here. You can actually automate this and you can get some really crazy results. So I'm going to show you what I've done here. Okay, so you might have heard it in the beginning track, but I have Comet on this vocal right here. I'm going to go ahead and solo it, and you'll be able to hear the modulation happening when I'm switching the parameters here.
Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy. The night so cold, baby, let me get your number, let me get your number. Señorita.
During the main part of the vocal, it's a really nice lush reverb, and then during the breaks, I kind of automated the size here to make it kind of pitch up twice and then pitch down, and then for this little break part, it almost sounds like a tape stop effect. And that's all done just by automating these parameters. So what I want to do is just show you the glide. I'm going to turn the glide up really far, and I'm going to move the size parameter, and you can actually see where the automation is in between the start value and the end value.
Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy. The night so cold, baby, let me get your...
So that's a really sweet sounding reverb, and obviously you can get quite creative with this. And you can go really short, or to the left you can actually have synced values, which is going to be even cooler if you're trying to get something really interesting and kind of groovy with your track. And that's the same thing with the pre-delay. I just want to point that out. Above here are milliseconds and below are synced values. So that's very, very cool. So let me just show you what I've done here. In terms of automation, let me go ahead and turn this off. I've got 3 different automation lines happening here. And if I close down Comet for a second, what I've done is just taken the size and kind of made some slopes down and then a slope up, and then kind of made this right here for the fill. The decay time, I wanted the decay time to be quite long over here, so I boosted it up for the fill so it could take up that entire space. And I also pulled down the output value because it got a little bit loud and I didn't want it to be like overpowering. I just wanted it to be a slight little fill there.
A number.
So it's actually a lot of fun coming in here and doing things like this to get some really cool results.
Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy.
You just can't get that with any other reverb that I'm aware of. But one other thing I want to show you right now is you can actually do this with presets, which is actually a lot easier than going in and modulating each of the parameters like I did there. You can actually just modulate one parameter. So I've got the vocal here on another track with Comet on it. This is just a new instance. And watch what happens as I click down here. As I said before, these are all presets. If I click right here and click presets, I can actually change Goldilocks to something like Tangy Tango, and you'll see that it updates here and all of these have stayed the same. But if I click right here, I can then change that. And if I close out, I can actually switch between those. And again, based on the glide amount, how quickly those will transition between each other.
Señorita, boy.
So obviously that's not really not working, but if I do something like this.
Señorita, boy, wine up on that boy. The night so cold, baby, let me get your number, let me get your number.
So those are really cool, and it's getting some really interesting effects. So all I need to do is automate that. And if I click open Comet right here, you can actually see the preset morph setting down here. It's between 1 and 5. So the way to do that inside of Ableton Live, for example, is you got the preset morph section here. So I want to select Comet, preset morph, and then I want to use my pen tool, Control B, and then just have it on 5, which is at the very top.
Señorita, oh.
And then for that last little vowel, just pull it down.
Señorita, oh.
And that's how simple that is.
Señorita, oh. Why not born that boy? The night so cold. Why not born that boy?
You know, putting it right there actually gives me kind of a swoop up.
Why not born that boy?
It just adds more interest instead of your standard reverb.
The night so cold. The night so cold. So cold. Baby, let me get your number.
And then for this part, we can go to, you know, number 3 or whatever it is.
Let me get your number. Baby, let me get your number. Let me get your number.
Okay, so you can see that it's actually changing to 2 different ones. So if I come in here and make it a bar, oh, we want half a bar. Did I do it? Yeah. So now I can do it like this, and that way I'm not getting any of those transitions.
Baby, let me get your number. Let me get your number.
So I don't like that one. Let's try this one.
Your number. Let me get your number.
And then if we pull down over here, we can still have that fill.
Baby, let me get your number. Let me get your number.
You know, obviously this is a very crude example, and I spent more time on this example here in the front, but really, really cool, creative, unique, interesting results very quickly and easily with Comet because of this glide functionality. You know, just using that morph control and having access to these hundreds of presets over here, and you really get it. So when I say hundreds, I mean hundreds. You can see we got all these, but you actually have 3 pages of those. Same with the medium, 3 pages of those. So there is a ton of presets in here. And you can go from artsy to eternal, which is going to be kind of that infinite pad style sound, large, medium, and small, your kind of stereotypical ones, but with that little bit of Comet touch. Very, very cool plugin. I've had a lot of fun making this project, and I really look forward to using it in the future. Anyway, I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique. I hope that gives you some ideas and inspiration for using Comet in your projects. As always, links in the video description if you want to check it out. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.
So cold. Baby, let me get your number. Let me get your number. Señorita, boy. Why not born that boy? The night so cold. Baby, let me get your number. Let me get your number.